of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. I see a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin?
taking the blame. A lot of y'all was at the freak off too, so don't put it all on me. That's just the truth. I've been up and down this road trying to find my peace. Confessions of a man without a release. Oh, now, hey. In the mirror, I saw the truth hiding in plain view. I'm coming clean now, this burden to undo. We were all there dancing shadows in the night, acting wrong when we knew what was right. But deep inside, there's more you must see. In this room of mirrors, it's not just me. I walk this path with heavy chains, trying to shed those sins, erase the stains. I've seen the highs and the crushing lows, fading in the spotlight. That's how it goes. On my sleeve, trying to clear the air, let the demons relieve. Every wrong turn and every mistake led me to this moment to let my soul quake. Plays a part in the shadows deep, lost in the game. It's promises to keep.
All right. Hello, everyone. Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's see who's in here. All right. Don't forget to like and share this video. It doesn't cost you a single thing. Okay. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr_A_Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay. Hello, Nessie X. Cookie is in the house. About damn time. Claudette, Sandra, Too Much For You is here. All right. We have the others. We have Yvonne in here. Okay. Terry, Claudette. All right. J and T. Let's get into it, Pearly. I see you, beloved. All right. Amazalia Azamaliza. I hope I said that right. Okay, from Norway. All right, shout out to you. Deronda is in the house. Antoinette, Terry Hinton. Okay, let's get into it. Key Marcel. Brutha is in the house. I see you, Sophie B. Desmond's in here. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Okay, so let's get into it. Sorry for the extra long introduction, but I was trying to change something. I just saw some information about Diddy. Okay, and so apparently in one of the lawsuits, someone accused Diddy of making a murder threat. Okay, and so that all being said, let's get into it. Now, for those of you who like to hear my rants on Kabami, we're going to be talking about her next. So let me just go ahead and drop that link because there's another live right after this one on the same channel. We've got to talk about Kabami. Okay, and so let's get ready to get into it. Okay, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. All right, and so without further ado, so anyway, let's start with Diddy's requirements for the freak-offs. Okay, because they said Diddy had a whole set of rules and stuff that he wants to go by for his freak-off list. Sick list of Diddy's alleged requirements for girls at his freak-offs sex parties revealed, including the important question they were never asked. Please pay attention. This gets more nefarious by the day. Okay, Sean Diddy Combs was extremely particular about the women who attended his freak-off sex parties. Okay, with one party planner telling the Post that she kept a scale in her car to ensure no female guest weighed more than 140 pounds. Are you guys hearing this? She said, we would do a weigh-in if necessary. This is what the organizer said. And she worked with Diddy from 2004 to 2005. And she asked to remain anonymous. Now, she said the girls had to be young and hot. So I always had a scale nearby in case I needed to make sure. The number was 140 pounds, but if a girl was really tall, there was a little bit of discretion involved. Now, at Diddy's decree, there were certain other requirements, such as no flab, no cellulite, not overly pierced or tattoos, no short hair, and the girls had to be young and hot. Diddy had standards. Please pay attention. Now, even the dress code was strict. There was no pants, no jeans, no flat shoes. Every girl had to wear a party dress, preferably very short, just enough to cover her butt cheeks, mind you, but no longer than mid-thigh. Cleavage must be showing, and every single one of them had to be wearing stilettos. That one, there was no exception to that rule. You absolutely had to be wearing 6-inch or higher stilettos. Okay, one thing the organizers never asked was the girls' ages. All right, they didn't bother to make sure they were of age because I'm sure Diddy didn't care. She says it was don't ask, don't tell. At the time, I was really young myself, and I honestly thought that we weren't asking their age because of drinking laws. I never stayed around for the freak offs and had no idea that these girls were expected to have sex with people. Please sit down somewhere. Of course she knew. Of course she was there for the freak offs. Now you expect us to believe, okay, that you're going to sit up there and you're going to know what types of women he wants or girls that he wants, what they're supposed to wear, what was or wasn't allowed, all of the requirements. What did you think he wanted them there for? Did she think that he wanted them there for? I'm starting to get a whole lot of these people that are saying, are you all noticing this? A whole lot of these people are saying, oh, no, I wasn't there for the freak offs. I was there, but I left early. Well, if everybody's saying that they left early, really left early, who the hell was there for the freak offs? I have questions. Who was there for the freak offs? Of course they stayed for the freak offs. Of course they were there. Okay. She's not telling the whole truth. That's all I'm saying, at least in my opinion. So, a second source, a petite dancer who performed at Combs's 2005 VMA party or after party, told the Post that she was paid $250 to dance at the mainstream event, but was told that there was an extra $1,000 if she went to Diddy's house later for more dancing. You know what that means. And so, oh, honey, I'm sorry, but I didn't see these photos. Let me just scroll on by that. I can't show you all this. It's all in the Let me see this again. Hold on. Yeah, this is clearly nefarious. Okay, first of all, here's the thing. If she saw these women dressed like how what I'm looking at, she knew absolutely what they were there for, and it wasn't to just serve drinks. Okay, let's continue. Now, the Post has viewed more than 24 videos of Naucus sex parties, which appear to be footage of Diddy's freak-offs that were tied to mainstream events such as the MTV Video Music Awards or the Super Bowl. In the videos, women who fit the description can be seen having sex with men as Combs seemingly watches in the background. So in one video, it appears that Diddy himself took part in the action, holding the camera from his point of view while he appears to engage in sex with a woman. So he's holding the camera and getting his groove on. Okay, Diddy, go ahead with your filthy self. But anyway, the alleged behavior is consistent with similar allegations made earlier this month. Now, in one lawsuit, a woman alleges that Diddy and a female celebrity raped her when she was just 13, following the 2000 VMAs at Radio Music City Hall in New York. Also, Texas-based lawyer Tony Busby revealed a fresh wave of accusers, including one who was just 9 years old at the time, who were planning to sue the embattled music mogul for alleged sexual abuse and exploitation. Combs has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Now, his attorneys denied the latest allegations in a statement, saying in court the truth will prevail that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. Now, federal officials raided 2 of Diddy's homes in March, seizing hundreds of sex videos and a mountain of sex paraphernalia, including 100 bottles of the baby oil and lube. And in a statement, the U.S. Attorney's Office alleged that the sex parties were not always consensual. So his alleged Sexual abuse of women included forcing them to engage in frequent days-long sexual activities with male prostitutes, some of whom were transported over state lines, according to the charges against him, saying these freak-offs were elaborate sex performances that he arranged, directed, and often electronically recorded. Now, to ensure participation in freak-offs, Diddy used violence and intimidation and leveraged his power over victims, power he obtained through obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, exploiting his financial support to them, and threatening to cut off the same, and controlling their careers. Now, it's unclear whether the videos that the Post has viewed are part of the Fed's case. Now, I want you all to pay attention. Now they want to tell us that it's unclear if those videos that they saw are part of the Fed's case. But didn't they just the other day tell us that those videos that they in fact saw came to them from law enforcement? Okay, and why wouldn't they be part of the Fed's case? If it's anything about Diddy having freak offs, okay, and doing acts, I'm sorry. And didn't the Fed say the other day, or the law enforcement personnel who gave them the videos say that now we have to prove whether or not it was consensual? Please pay attention. He has pleaded not guilty and said the freak-offs were consensual. His attorneys did not return the Post calls for comment. See, now they're trying to backpedal on this, and I want you all to pay attention because this all comes after, mind you, the feds were told in court that they better not be leaking anything else if they've leaked anything in the first place. So they've been warned by the judge. Okay, so now the Post is sitting there backpedaling, talking about, well, we don't know if this had anything to do with the Fed's case. But you do know because law enforcement gave you the videos to look at. Okay, please pay attention. So you all heard it. So what do you all think? And then they say these girls had to be young and hot. I'm wondering how young they were. Okay, we already know that according to allegations, some of them were clearly underaged. Now let's talk about it because they say Diddy could drop big names. This is what R. Kelly's attorney had to say. I'm sorry, but doesn't R. Kelly's attorney have enough to be worried about on her plate? But let's get into it. Likes up everyone. Terry Hinn said Diddy did that allegedly. Okay. Dervis said this soup is turning into gravy. Yvonne said it's a shakedown. You all are something else. Miss Eva said, what in the world? Cookie said 10 and up. Just saying, this is awful. Okay, from the reports. Okay. Isa Melisa said, or Isa Melisa says, Allie Carter was young. Yes, she was. She said that she was like 15, barely 16. Okay, so let's go to this video of R. Kelly's attorney and see what all she has to say. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
When R. Kelly was first, he was charged state-wise. People start to leave, right? The same people you depended on now, they're slowly going away. And I suppose in any matter, people want to get away from danger, right? It's a human instinct. However, what happens to individuals like Diddy or R. Kelly, who are used to having these people, friends, bodyguards, whoever it is around them 24/7, they have extended themselves for them. And then you get charged with something and they flee. It is such a dehumanizing feeling. I know that that's how R. Kelly felt. I personally, one of the things I was responsible for was talking to some of his prior boys, for lack of a better word. Some people weren't answering their phones. It is crazy. And I get it in the one hand, right? Nobody wants to associate themselves with someone who's being charged with a crime like this. However, if you are there and you know that these facts did not go down the way this person is saying they went down and you're running, it says a lot. And everyone ditched R. Kelly. Okay. Now, there's a huge difference, though, between R. Kelly's fans and friends and Diddy's fans and friends. R. Kelly kept his like grassroots friends, people that he had worked for him. It wasn't celebrities. He didn't branch out and do things because his gift, for lack of better words, was singing. Where P. Diddy surrounded himself always with the best of the best, the actors who are the best actors, the elite. Just, I don't even have to go into all the people that he's named. And there is a video on YouTube, and it's on every social media, where Diddy names off all these people. Okay. And at the time, which was prior to his arrest, I'm not sure that the world really knew what that was about, right? At the end of it, he says something to the effect of, all these people knew they had a responsibility to me to call me and take my calls back in around Easter, he claims, because and that was posted around that time, 6 months about before he got arrested. If I'm going down, y'all going down with me, okay? What that is, and I've talked about this with R. Kelly, okay? He is saying, listen, guys, none of y'all are calling me back. None of y'all are listening. None of y'all want to talk to me now. Well, guess what? I'm going down, and that's fine, but you're going to go down with me. And it's just so, it's fascinating to watch it, not know what it is, and then all of a sudden we can kind of put the pieces together. So originally, I would say to you, I wouldn't think that Diddy would snitch. The old saying, snitches end up in ditches, right? And it's not looked at as a cool thing. However, after speaking to a number of people in the game, for lack of better words, when you're a music mogul, right, and you, lack of better words, snitch, okay, it's not the same as when the gangsters were snitching, okay? Gangsters snitched, and that person ends up dead. That's how it works. But these are worlds of not gangsters with R. Kelly or with P. Diddy. These are a lot of them are sophisticated individuals. So if he flips, it's not like there's going to be a hit out on him. So it's just a very different world. And I would say that it is very possible when Diddy recognizes that they have as much information as they do, which he's not going to even know it all for quite some time, he may be trying to figure out, hey, I give you this info, what's that going to do for me? And I wouldn't be surprised if those types of negotiations occur and continue, because Robert was, king of pop, or, he had such a influence on so many people in all ranges of ages. Okay.
He has R. Kelly mixed up clearly with Michael Jackson, the king of pop. He was an R&B star. Lady, were you his attorney or no? This is his own attorney talking about the king of pop. He was an R&B singer, lady. Please sit down somewhere. But let her continue for just a few more minutes, because only so much I can stand.
Every TV, was focused on this. Every TV station, every radio station, it was really crazy. Social media, right? What I believe is that all of that paved the road. So now we've got Diddy. Now Diddy is going to go into that exact same type of.
I'm sorry, I cannot. Whose lawyer was she again? R. Kelly's? And she didn't even know that he sang R&B and not pop. And then she called him the king of pop. That's Michael Jackson. But nonetheless, she sounded like she was a bit confused. She kind of almost sounded like she was spewing words, sounded like Kabambi. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, so anyway, I've heard enough. I have heard enough. Now let's talk about this, because I meant to tell you guys this information yesterday. Poor Justin Bieber. He looks awful in this picture. But anyway, Justin Bieber, Diddy former model, calls out parents over neglect. So the connection between Justin Bieber, Diddy, and the industry's murky side has been a point of contention, with fresh criticism resurfacing over the now infamous links between the pop sensation and Sean Diddy Combs. Now, with Diddy's history under scrutiny, a former Playboy model has called out Justin Bieber's parents, suggesting their absence in his formative years allowed for a fractured upbringing. Despite numerous speculations, Bieber has not been implicated in any wrongdoing, yet the unfolding details about his time under Diddy's mentorship are raising questions. Now, the relationship between Justin Bieber, Diddy, and their circles has reignited concerns about the well-being of the child stars in Hollywood. At the young age of 15, Bieber was exposed to Diddy's world through their mutual connection with Usher, who had also spent time under Diddy's guidance. Okay, while Usher himself spoke of unusual encounters at what he called flavor camp. Okay, there is an unsettling narrative surrounding Bieber's own exposure. Now, Precious Muir, a former Playboy model, and you all remember I did a report on her a few weeks ago. She recently spoke to the Mirror US, suggesting Bieber's well-being may have been compromised due to parental absence during these early industry events. Okay, Precious Muir has taken a firm stance against Justin Bieber's parents, specifically Jeremy Bieber and Patty Mallette, for leaving the young star unprotected. Muir commented, "There is no way that their parents should have left their children with this man by themselves." She emphasized that their presence might have shielded Bieber from potential harm, and described how critical it is for parents to be present, especially around influential figures like Diddy. Now, Muir's statements highlight a broader issue of neglect within the industry, where young stars can be left vulnerable. As she added, "Nobody around Diddy is going to say, 'No, you can't do that,' so you need to be there to protect your child." According to Muir, the lack of boundaries and oversight at these events created a setting where young stars like Bieber and Usher could be exposed to a curious environment. Usher, who has also been vocal about his time spent with Diddy, shared details of his experience in a 2005 interview with Rolling Stone. Describing Diddy's infamous flavor camp, Usher said, "You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an orgy." This is what Diddy was letting kids see. Okay, this is what he was allowing children to see. Now, this is all so sick. Now, though he later softened his stance in 2016, he made it clear that he would not subject his own children to a similar experience. The connection between Justin Bieber, Diddy, and Usher underscores the complexities young stars face when thrust into adult environments. While Bieber himself has refrained from discussing his time under Diddy's mentorship in detail, at least, the association continues to spark concern as more revelations emerge about the music mogul's conduct. Now, beyond the immediate concerns of exposure, Muir stressed that the long-term impact on child stars. As she pointed out that Bieber has openly discussed his struggles with mental health, a reality often linked to the pressures and challenges of growing up in the limelight. I've told you all about this. This is why these young people get on, illegal substances, start abusing alcohol. They lash out. They have mental health issues. They go out here and get involved in crime, and then they're thrown in jail. All of these things come from the trauma that they experience and the things that they witness and see in the music and the music industry and Hollywood. Now, they're not even functioning as adults because of what abuse they went through when they were children, Muir said, pointing to the absence of parental oversight as a factor in their difficulties later in life. You see, the problem is many of these parents don't care. They're so thirsty for fame and fortune and trying to push their children to become stars so they can live off of them. They don't mind putting them in harm's way, allowing them to go and hang out with adults at parties where there's going to be drinking and there's going to be possible use of recreational illegal substances and things of the like. They don't really care about that because I know they've heard about it. We all have. How have they not? Okay. Now, with renewed attention to Bieber, Diddy and the singer's upbringing, criticism has also been directed at Bieber's father, Jeremy. Recently, Jeremy came under fire for his management of his young daughter, Bey's social media presence, sparking concern among fans about the online safety of minors. And amid the backlash, the parenting decisions surrounding Justin and his siblings have once again come under the public microscope. Muir's critique emphasizes the importance of having a strong support system in the industry, particularly for young artists. The lack of parental involvement, she argued, can lead to exploitation and emotional instability in adulthood. She urged parents of young stars to never let a powerful industry figure take the reins of your child's life. To me, that should be common sense, but hey, common sense ain't always common. Now, the history of Justin Bieber, Diddy, and Usher reflects a recurring theme in the music industry where young talent is often at risk without adequate protection and parental guidance. As Diddy faces legal battles over separate allegations, the lingering questions about his influence on young stars like Bieber remain. Muir's words serve as a reminder of the role that parents and guardians play in shielding young artists from the pitfalls of fame. With Diddy's high-profile connections under increasing scrutiny, Muir's comments have reignited discussions about the ethical responsibilities within the industry. As Bieber continues to navigate his journey as an adult artist, his early years serve as a cautionary tale about the necessity of having trusted, a protective presence of child stars in show business. Okay, well, she had a whole lot to say. And I have to agree with it. I mean, sometimes these parents should be held accountable for their lack of neglect and for their own stupidity of allowing their children to go off with perfect strangers. They don't know these people. You think just because they have fame and money that they're going to be kind to your kids? At the end of the day, they should do their research before they even allow their children. And here's the thing. If you are a parent who has a child that you're trying to make a star, why aren't you allowed to stay with the child? Why do these people always want the children there by themselves? None of these parents find that just a bit strange or suspicious. Okay, I'm sorry. Please make that make sense. So I think they absolutely know what's going on and they just don't care because it's all about the money for them and the fame. Now, check this out, because college students got slammed, okay, for using blackface to dress as Diddy for Halloween. They call it despicable. I'll show you the picture in just a moment. So they went dressed as Diddy and a bottle of baby oil. That's what they did, okay, Brad and Becky. So they say wearing offensive getups seems like a holiday tradition at this point. This year, college students have been excoriated, okay, online for donning blackface so they could masquerade as disgraced rapper Sean Diddy Combs at the 2024 Scream season. Now, here's the thing. These people who like to do this, these racist people who like to put on blackface, you know, the best time for them to do it in their minds is Halloween, because they feel like that gives them an excuse. It's never okay to be in blackface, okay? This is all so ridiculous. Now, in the questionable footage originally captioned how the group chat dressed for Halloween, a Caucasian couple can be seen cosplaying as the Bad Boy Records producer, okay, who is currently awaiting trial on, and we know the charges. Okay, now the man is seen donning blackface along with a dark blazer, red bow tie, and white Adidas sneakers. Meanwhile, his blonde partner in crime sports a pink hat and matching pink shirt affixed with a sign that reads Johnson's Baby while holding a bottle of the products, baby oil. Now, she was presumably referencing the federal raid that uncovered 1,000 bottles of the lube and baby oil that many accusers thought was laced with a date rape drug in the rapper's home. Now, other costumes in the photo montage included Jessie and Woody from the Toy Story serving Cruella. Okay, so let's just go to this. This is also ridiculous. You know, like I said, some people just, they know this is offensive, but yet they did it anyway. Okay, they should be kicked out of school as far as I'm concerned. They should be absolutely expelled. That's just my opinion. Because they knew exactly what they were doing. And don't try to come with that BS about, oh, it was just a joke. It was just a prank. It was Halloween. Look at them. They look so foolish and ridiculous. First of all, he doesn't look a damn thing like Diddy, and she doesn't look a damn thing like a bottle of baby oil, okay? I'm sorry. Please make it all make sense. Look at that. They do not look anything like Diddy. When have you ever seen Diddy wear something so horrendous? White pants, black blazer, no shirt, and a red bow tie. He looks more like Bozo the Clown is all I'm saying. That's what he looks more like, Bozo the Clown. Okay? And so just being stupid, that's all that was. Anyway. So now let's go to this video where they claim that Diddy made a death threat to one of his victims. Okay? Now this is what I saw right before I got on here. So let's get into it. Lights up, everyone. Now, I'm going to put an overlay on the screen. And then we're going to get into this book that Diddy had that thoroughly tells you how to conjure up demons, okay? And get them to do your bidding. This is all nefarious, all right? Please pay attention. This is all nefarious. Let me find my overlay. There we go. Or maybe I'll use this one. Hold on. All right. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Remember, it doesn't cost you a thing.
Combs threatened to murder filing as a Jane Doe, is suing the 54-year-old rapper for damages relating to what she says was an alleged 2004 incident when she was a 19-year-old college student in New York City. The Jane Doe says that she attended a photo shoot promoting The Band. This was a singing group that was signed to Combs' label Bad Boy Records at the time. The event was taking place across the street from her college in Brooklyn, New York. She says she attended this event with a friend from college, that the two of them were invited to an after party, and before they could leave to go to the party, they encountered Sean Diddy Combs. The suit reads, quote, Combs told Miss Doe and her friend that they should come to his hotel for a more exclusive party. Miss Doe and her friend agreed and were taken to a Manhattan area Marriott hotel by a member of Combs' entourage. So she claims they get to the hotel, and supposedly there were about a dozen people drinking in this hotel suite. But then things take a very violent turn. She says she and her friend were grabbed by a security guard and taken to a separate room. She even claims that when she asked the guard where he was taking her, he said, quote, you know what you're here for. When they get to this separate room, which was apparently a bedroom, she says the security guard locked her and her friend inside, and there was only one other person in this room, Sean Combs. And that is where things get more troubling. The suit reads, Combs gave Miss Doe and her friends more drinks and then instructed them to imbibe cocaine that he prepared for use on the coffee table. Combs continued getting gradually more aggressive with the two women and eventually began to forcibly touch them without consent. The suit goes on to say that when these two women tried to resist these advances, Combs allegedly told them to engage in sexual activity with him or else. Quote, Combs ordered Miss Doe's friend to perform oral sex on him or else he would have them both killed. Miss Doe's friend complied as Miss Doe begged him to allow them to leave. He did not agree. He then allegedly ordered the Jane Doe to undress, quote, under the threat of violence and began to sexually assault her. She was allegedly crying and begging for him to stop. So she's claiming that she's essentially being held hostage inside of this room during this terrifying ordeal as things just completely spiral out of control. But eventually there's a disruption. Quote, likely due to Miss Doe's cries, the door opened and the security guard from earlier came in to ask if everything was all right. Miss Doe's friend took the opportunity to rush out of the recently locked door. Miss Doe, however, could not move as he was still on top of her. Now, Combs allegedly eventually leaves the room to talk to the security guard, but he issues a warning to the young woman. Quote, he left the room but told Miss Doe to stay, otherwise she would be killed. So now we have two alleged death threats in this case. So how did this all shake out? Well, the lawsuit claims that this woman was only able to escape this situation when about a half hour later, a guard opens the door and told her she could leave. Now, legally, this unnamed plaintiff is claiming that Combs' alleged actions violate the New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act, arguing, quote, the requirement that the crime of violence be committed because of gender or on the basis of gender and due at least in part to an animus based on the victim's gender is satisfied because defendant Combs forced plaintiff to engage in sexual interaction without consent. We've talked about this statute before. This is a common law that Combs accusers, including those who are represented by Tony Busby, they are filing their claims under. And it allows a victim of gender-motivated violence a look-back window to file a lawsuit, even if their claims would otherwise be too old. If otherwise, they would be time barred. They would be time barred by the statute of limitations, not under this, because now you would have until February 2025 to file these kinds of lawsuits. It's one of the reasons that you're seeing so many of these lawsuits before that window closes. And by the way, when it comes to gender motivated violence, that doesn't just have to be sexual assault. It could be any kind of violence that's motivated.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. So Diddy was in the habit, allegedly, of making people do things that they didn't want to do, and we know what kind of things those are, under the threat of death. Okay? Clearly nefarious. Absolutely nefarious, okay, that he would do this. Now, Odd Negro's official says, why don't women carry weapons or mace, like protect yourself? This is a good question, because I'm sorry, but when did they stop doing this? Because I always carried protection when I went out. I had this thing that looked like an ink pen, but if you pull on it, a blade comes out, okay, sharp enough to slash your jugular vein, mind you. Okay, I always carried something with me, pepper spray, you name it. I don't understand that either, Odd Negro's official. Okay, it makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, One Muscle Power says, hey, Queen, what is the name of the bill they passed 2 weeks ago about the military being able to use deadly force on civilians? Hey, beloved, thank you for your question. That is DOD 5240.01. Okay, DOD 5240.01. Now, with that all being, it was passed September the 27th of 2024. Now, with that all being said, Stop This Plan I Want to Get Off says, I wear chopsticks in my locks. Listen, beloved, I've worn chopsticks in my locks too, but I never thought of using them as a weapon. That's a good idea. Okay. That is a good idea. I have to start wearing those chopsticks more often. Okay. So anyway, this is all nefarious. Diddy is a whole fool and a devil at the end of the day. And speaking of him being a devil, we're about to get into it, because this is what you're only going to hear on this channel. Okay. So please pay attention. All right. Diddy was doing some nefarious things at the end of the day. Okay. Stop This Plan that I Want to Get Off says, stay ready, Queen. I know that's right. Okay, and so let's have a word from my sponsor, 12 Tribes. Before we delve into this whole thing about Diddy conjured up these nefarious demons, he had a whole book and manual that told him how to do just that. And it's all so crazy, but I guess that manual is not helping him right now as he sits behind bars. Please pay attention. I told you all what dabbling in the occult and dark arts does for you. Now, there's nothing wrong with dabbling in the occult. It just depends on what type of occult you're dabbling in. You see, because occult literally means hidden knowledge. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, the esoteric information that I teach on my spiritual channel is occult knowledge. Okay, it's hidden information that many people don't have. But when you start to use these perverse teachings, and when you start to dabble in the dark magic and witchcraft and demonic conjuring and these sorts of things and performing incantations, well, that's where you have a problem. Who did he think he was? Aleister Crowley? I have several questions. Anton LaVey, perhaps? This is all nefarious, but we're going to get into it. Okay, please pay attention.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget, you can purchase your 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Look for Lisa Crafts, and also you can purchase it at Walmart.com. All right. And so with that all being said, Cheryl Knights has been involuntarily infused with substances would prevent self-defense. Absolutely. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you could defend yourself before it got to that point. They were taken to a room and told, you know why you're here. They weren't incapacitated at that point, beloved. So they easily could have fought back had they something on them to do so. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Diddy did all of this because he was an unattractive man, says Jabber in New York. wouldn't necessarily call Diddy unattractive, and especially not as not unattractive enough to the point that he had to do such things. Diddy did this not because he was unattractive. Many people find Diddy attractive. Let's be real, he's not an ugly man. But the bottom line is he did this for power and control and to humiliate people. And also, this is part of the ritualistic nature and culture that goes on in Hollywood and the industry. This is what many of them do. Let us not forget that the guys from Abercrombie and Fitch, Michael Jeffries, the former CEO, and his boyfriend, Matt Smith, they've done nefarious things too. Now, mind you, there's plenty of people that have done these things in the industry. Look at R. Kelly. Now, he wasn't doing all the stuff Diddy's allegedly doing or alleged to have been doing, but he was doing nefarious things. And R. Kelly darn sure is not ugly, okay? He's very attractive as far as I'm concerned. A devil, nonetheless. It's not about necessarily the act of having sex. It's about power and control. This is why people grape people for power and control, because most of the people accused of grape, there's nothing wrong with them. They could go out and find anybody to do it willingly, but they prefer to do these things. And for some of them, it's a sick fetish, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so with that all being said, Regine Benjamin says, Diddy was getting off on the power. Exactly. That's what it was. It wasn't anything to do with his looks, because Diddy's not ugly at the end of the day. With that all being said, let's get into this book that he was using. The Lesser Key of Solomon. Okay, we're going to talk about it. Okay, we're going to talk about it because I got this information from the Insider. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And as I told you, no matter who tells me what, I do my research. Okay, so with that all being said, and if you tell me things and I don't believe you, for example, in an interview, well, then I'll just take down your interview. Okay, please pay attention, because I had someone on here and I didn't believe anything they were saying. That's just me. Now, let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, this book that Diddy had, The Lesser Key of Solomon, as a matter of fact, hold on just a second. Okay, this is it right here. The Lesser Key of Solomon, or Lemegeton, okay? Sometimes called the Goetia. Well, this outlines instructions for what they call materia magica. Okay, basically magic, and black magic at that. Okay, like the magic circle and all of this wickedness. It tells you how to conjure up these demons. Now, this book was supposedly lost for years. Okay, and then it resurfaced during medieval times. The Lesser Keys of Solomon. It outlines the 17th century, the instructions for contacting the 72 demons that King Solomon had bound and restrained in his brass vessel. These 72 demons are based on the offices of spirits from Abraham Fleming, which is found in Reginald Scott's discovery of witchcraft. Okay, that is also based on Johann Weyer's pseudo-monarchia, daemonium. And daemonium is basically a demon. Okay, please pay attention. So now let's just talk about it, because they have these tools. Okay, they tell you about how to perform incantations. They tell you about these 72 demons. Here are some of the seals of said demons. Now, I once saw a guy years ago who had every last one of these seals tattooed on his body. It was very cringe and creepy. And I'm like, why would you have the seals of demons tattooed on you? Okay, clearly nefarious. But nonetheless, this here is the triangle of art and the magic circle. So let me just tell you how this works. Okay, so this circle right here, okay, this is where the person who's performing the summoning of the demons or the conjuring, they stand right here in the center where the red is. And above, right here, the triangle of art, the black spot, the center, that's where the spirit comes. Okay, this is all so crazy. I want you all to pay attention. So let's talk about it. Because it has it's a guide basically to very powerful spells and rituals for summoning these malevolent spirits. And this is all according to the myth. Now, the Lesser Key of Solomon allowed people, Diddy, we'll talk about him, it allowed him to control, well, actually, here's the thing. This was given to King Solomon, okay? Or King Solomon, you know, in the Bible, it tells you how he was wise and all of that, and he had all this knowledge. But then he took a turn for the darkness when he was offered certain things that he just couldn't refuse. And so he basically, you know, gave in to the devil. And once he made that pact with the devil, he supposedly said that he felt the Lord, he felt God move away from him. He felt distance from God. But anyway, now, like I said, this guide is supposed to have these very powerful spells and rituals for summoning these malevolent spirits. According to the myth, the lesser key of Solomon allowed King Solomon to control supernatural entities. The spells and rituals are for summoning and commanding otherworldly beings. Okay? Now, they have something called the Grimoire, and this is divided into 5 books, with each section of these books focusing on different aspects of dark magic. Now, one of the most famous sections is the Ars Goetia, okay, which details the rituals for conjuring demons. The demons, according to the legend, were bound by King Solomon. Okay, now when he bound them, he supposedly put them in this brass vessel that you see right here. So with that all being said, they were bound and they were to serve him, providing assistance and knowledge. However, there was consequences, okay? For anybody dabbling in this stuff, there are severe consequences, such as misfortune, danger, and even death for the conjurer. And look where Diddy is right now. So Diddy was supposedly using this stuff. He had this manual, okay, and was practicing this dark magic and was using it to conjure up these demons to get them to do his bidding. Now, the lesser key of Solomon was lost and hidden for centuries, then resurfacing in medieval times. Like I said, it became associated with occult practices, the dark ones specifically, okay? And it gave a lot of nefarious, forbidden knowledge. Many of the stories that circulate, you know, they have been used for power. And the people who did it, well, they ended up facing dire consequences, like I said. And this is the secret seal right here of Solomon. Now, I was told that Diddy, according to the insider, has this seal in one of those rooms where they have the freak-offs. That is the secret seal of Solomon. That supposedly is in one of the rooms. This is the ring of Solomon. This is also supposedly in the room. Okay, please pay attention. And this is something that Diddy had on a stand, I believe it was. But nonetheless, this stuff is all nefarious. And when you get to dabbling in stuff like this, I've told you all before, for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, that you can conjure up demons that you can never get rid of unless you have someone perform a sort of deliverance upon you. These are the wicked things of which Diddy was engaging in, allegedly. Okay, now I'm not saying this is true. This is what the insider said, and it all could absolutely not be true. But at the end of the day, I absolutely believe it, especially since we know that he was using voodoo for nefarious reasons that he supposedly learned from J-Lo while she was conjuring Santeria, okay, doing Santeria and voodoo and doing blood rituals with chickens and hens, according to her ex-husband, her first husband, Ojani Noah. Okay, so this is all so sick and crazy. Sophie said, SEXing to the pit of hell. Yes. You see, this type of stuff, here's the thing. You can send these demons. If these demons are doing your bidding, you can actually send them on your enemies. You can have them to wreak havoc in the lives of your enemies. You can have them to do all sorts of nefarious things. Those of you on the spiritual channel, you already know this. Okay, we've talked about it. We haven't talked about the lesser key of Solomon, but we have talked about people sending demons to people, familiar spirits, okay? And so with that all being said, this is allegedly what Diddy was doing, okay? Pencilo said, Queen, wow, you ain't playing. I'm just telling you what's going on with Diddy. Y'all know, okay? That's right. Pencilo said they better learn. Absolutely. So, you know, and it's not just Diddy. Let's not be fooled. It is not just Diddy that does this dark magic, that engages in these things, because they say that Beyonce does these things. Now, this is all alleged, but do you all remember? Let me just see if I can find it. That a few years ago, I reported to you that Beyonce's former drummer, accused Beyonce of putting witchcraft on her. And people thought she sounded crazy. Well, it does kind of sound crazy until you start realizing that some of these people absolutely engage in these sorts of practices. Please pay attention. Okay. Let me just see if I can pull that up. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. This woman said Beyonce was doing all sorts of depraved witchcraft on her. Here it is right here. This was in 2018. Beyonce's ex-drummer files for restraining order alleging extreme witchcraft. Now, like I said, it sounds crazy just listening to it, but Kimberly Thompson reportedly claimed that she suffered from Beyonce's magic spells of sexual molestation with an M, and that Beyonce murdered her pet kitten. Now, goes on to say that Beyonce's former drummer has filed a civil harassment restraining order against Beyonce. Okay, the blast reports that the court records viewed by Pitchfork confirm. Okay, according to documents obtained, Thompson alleges that Beyonce is practicing extreme witchcraft and magic spells of sexual molestation to harass her. Okay, among other allegations, Thompson also claims that Beyonce murdered her pet kittens. Now, records viewed by Pitchfork show that Thompson had a request for a temporary restraining order that was denied by the Los Angeles Superior Court on September the 19th. There's currently a restraining order hearing scheduled for October the 11th. Mind you, this was 2018. Now, in an email, Thompson confirmed the accuracy of the documents posted, and she said all accusations I survived are real. This is what she said. All the accusations I survived are real. Now, along with her work with Beyonce, Kimberly Thompson also played drums in the Fred Armisen lead house band for the first season of the Late Night with Seth Meyers. So this woman accused Beyonce of extreme witchcraft, and no one believed her. They thought she sounded crazy. The judge dismissed her claims. It does sound crazy until you start finding out that they have an altar room and some of these record labels. They have altar rooms where 13 witches allegedly go in there, cast spells and incantations upon the music to make you want to listen to it, so that you get caught up in such, something like a trance, okay? Almost like you're under hypnosis. Okay, please pay attention. At the end of the day, I absolutely believe these things because too many people have said it. I know people in the industry. They've told me this stuff for years. At the end of the day, I absolutely believe it. Let's not forget the pastor that I played for you last week who said that he used to work for Diddy. You guys remember that? You guys remember the pastor who was working for Diddy as a producer, and he said that he was in the studio and something would come over him. He would literally be in the studio for days on end, like 3 to 4 days without taking a break, without sleep, and all of this stuff would come to him, all of this wonderful music and all of that. And then he said this lady came in there and gave him this edible cookie, remember? And then he said he started seeing like these red lights flash in a red room and all this stuff, these demons, many demons and all of this. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. So many people say these things. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that it is absolutely true, but it absolutely sounds believable to me, especially when you start to factor in that Hollywood was built off of witchcraft. They named it Hollywood because they took the wood from the holly tree, fashioned it into wands, and cast spells. So why is it so much demonic activity goes on there? Well, that's why, as far as I'm concerned. But let me just tell you all something else. Now, I did a TikTok about this some years ago. I don't feel like digging for the TikTok, but I'm going to tell you all something. Let's talk about Joseph Goebbels, okay? Let's talk about Joseph Goebbels. Now, Joseph Goebbels was a Nazi. All right, now listen to this. Okay, there was a Nazi that basically changed the tuning of all musical instruments back in the 1930s. Now, this man changed the tuning from 432 hertz, which is in tune with nature. This is meditative sounding music. Okay, this is what we listen to when we listen to meditative sounds. And speaking of meditative sounds, don't forget to subscribe to my meditation channel, The Universal Language, universal spelled Y-O-U. But at the end of the day, this man in 1939 He changed the tuning for all musical instruments. Okay, 1939, it's Nazi Germany. The Minister of Propaganda, Joseph Goebbels, ordered to replace all tuning forks to 440 hertz. Which this vibration, 440 hertz, it basically makes people feel anger. It makes people feel rage. It makes people feel low vibrations. Okay, this invokes negative things to happen like chaos, confusion, fights, and all of that. Now, upon his proposal, a world standard of tuning, okay, of putting everything at 440 hertz, that's what happened. Now, why did he do this? Well, it was to weaponize music, to create a war on consciousness. Okay, so, with that all being said, this is why the music is so detrimental. This is why people come and seem as though they're in a trance, as though they're hypnotized at the end of the day. It's all real crazy. Okay, it is all real crazy at the end of the day. And matter of fact, I actually think I do have that TikTok because I forgot that I posted it on this channel. So let me just pull that up real quick. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Here it is. Okay, here we go. Gonna share my screen. Now, y'all listen to this, because this stuff is not a game. It's a whole bunch of wicked, uh, depraved things that go on. Did you know that the music you listen to can influence your thoughts, behaviors, your emotions, and can even hypnotize you? I mean, have you ever heard a song you didn't like at first, but then soon, after hearing it a few more times, you liked it so much you found yourself singing to it and didn't even know why? You were likely hypnotized. See, in 1932, a Nazi by the name of Joseph Goebbels was very influential in changing the tuning of all musical instruments from 432 hertz to 440 hertz. Now, they soon started using this against their enemies to control their thoughts and behaviors. By 1940, the US was doing the same thing. By 1953, this was commonly used throughout the music industry. All of the artists' music had to be recorded at 440 hertz. They still use this practice today, and it brings about very low vibrational, negative feelings and thoughts and evokes negative emotions. Now, some artists refused to go along with this, and they wanted their music recorded at 432 hertz. That was Michael Jackson, Prince, John Lennon, Bob Marley, and Jimi Hendrix. Wait a minute, didn't they all get killed? Okay, pay attention. Pay attention. And I was talking so fast because that's back when TikTok only gave you 60 seconds to do a video. Now, with that all being said, teach that truth. Music brings spirits. Absolutely. It absolutely does. So please pay attention because, like I said in that video, and literally that just dawned on me as I was speaking in the video. Okay, the part about all of the people that I named, like Michael Jackson, John Lennon, Jimi Hendrix, Prince, okay, Bob Marley, they all died mysteriously, right? They all died under very suspicious circumstances. They were the ones who demanded that their music be recorded at 432 hertz. The tuning, that's the frequency that's in tune with nature. They didn't want their music at 440, okay? Like the rest of this music is, and it's all nefarious. Okay, so with that all being said, Tu Detour says, I don't know if Goebbels it was responsible for that. Sounds more like U.S. government-ish. Well, he's responsible for it. Please pay attention. Just go do the research. And if the U.S. government did do it, well, there's no record of it. So I'll just go by what's been recorded. But nonetheless, no matter who did it, it's nefarious nonetheless. Okay? Please pay attention. All right. So Perplex said every one of them, Queen. Absolutely. Okay. So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. At the end of the day, Diddy's nefarious. We know that. And what I'm wondering now is, like I told you guys on yesterday, why all of those agencies are at the jail where Diddy's being housed, and they're supposed to be there for a few days, okay, according to reports. Now, they're supposedly investigating the deaths at the prison of the inmates, the drug smuggling and all of that stuff, but I happen to think they're likely there for another more sinister reason, as I told you on yesterday. If Diddy turns up murked, yeah, I have a whole lot of questions, okay? I have a whole lot of questions. They could be planning something for Diddy, maybe not, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm going to keep you all posted. Okay, so likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. We're going live on this same channel, okay? Going live on this same channel to talk about Kabami, all right? And so There's the link. I just dropped it. All right. So until next time, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they